Hey, what is up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, Serendipity. Today, I'm going to be reacting to 5 summer objects only encountered after moving in America. I don't even know what it could be. I would have just assumed that everything we have, basically, the UK, I think he's from, have. Yeah, so I didn't know there was really much objects difference. I'm literally trying to think, and I don't know, what do you have in different? But before we get into the video, if you would like this video, subscribe to the channel and push the notifications buttons to be reminded whenever I post a new video. Without further ado, let's get into this video.
These ice cubes are a lifesaver when you run out at parties, and they're made by wizards. Hello, I'm Lawrence, and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains to things, objects, stuff, particularly summer stuff. 42 years ago, in the winter of 2020, I did a video about 5 winter objects that I only encountered after moving to America, and this video serves as its summer counterpart, and as was the case with that video, I'll not be including food items. That's its own video, right? Just wanted to make that clear for people like Uncle Toby. Basically, man-made objects that are associated with the summer. And as we go through this list, keep in mind that some of these things might have a presence in Britain. It's just that either A, I was sheltered, or B, they're shown more prominently in America. And so, without further ado, let's take a look at 5 summer objects that I only encountered after moving to America.
Let's see. Overhead fans? Ceiling fans?
I think it's fair to say that I have a love-hate relationship with ceiling fans. Now, when I say overhead fans, I'm not referring to Lost in the Pond supporters who sit in the rafters at the live events that I don't have. I'm referring to fans on the ceiling. In British homes, they're exceedingly rare, whereas in America, I've yet to enter a house that doesn't have them.
Everybody has them.
And my mansion that has about 3. It's not a mansion.
I was just about to say, well, that's kind of shocking. My house, most houses have at least one, and it's usually like the living room that has it, but a lot of times bedrooms have it. I have one right here. I'm gonna show it. So this is my ceiling fan. Don't hate on it too much. It doesn't look too glamorous right now. It's missing a blade. It doesn't have a little bulb thing. My fan kind of went through some trauma over the few years that I've had it. I was making my bed, and I was trying to like stretch the sheet out, and when I ran up with my fist, with my hand, it smacked the blade because the fan was on. It smacked the blade and hit my hand, and it slung off. I did have a scar on my hand from it, but it's gone. So I'm also, since it's off balance now, I can only have it on low because it wobbles too much. And it doesn't have it's just the bulb. There's another glass thing that's supposed to go over it, but I took it off because it makes my room too dim. But anyway, let's get back to the video.
First of all, when you're a YouTube sensation, the last thing you need in your studio is an overhead fan, because it messes up your hair and your voice. I realize that
yeah, that's why mine's off.
And that certain people need to check themselves before they wreck themselves. But the other first world problem that they produce is I never know how many times to pull the string.
I was just thinking of that. Oh, I'm already stopping the video. I have trouble finding is it on high, is it on medium and slow? I usually know if it's on low or not because it's very, very slow. But if it's on high or something, and I'm trying to see if that's a medium or a high, and I would click it, but I don't wait because, who has 2 seconds to see if the fan goes slower? You can feel the vibration on the string or chain. You can feel the vibration. So I sit and I wait until I don't hear the vibration, but sometimes I actually skip over it, and then I'm constantly just clicking the thing, trying to get it to turn off. That's literally, yeah.
Apparently
High,
on most
medium,
units
low.
it's 3, and this is the
Off.
sort of thing they should tell you at customs when you first arrive. Are you travelling with family? Are you here on business? Oh, and by the way, pull it 3 times and not 4, you numpty. But I said it's a love-hate relationship, whereas Lost in the Pond fans
Wait.
cheer me up. Overhead
You do
fans
hit it
cool me
4.
down. And this is particularly
Well, I guess if
useful
it's
when your studio
3
doesn't
if it's
have
already
one
on.
of these. I'll admit it, when
Yeah.
I first
Oh,
heard
yeah, I
about
guess.
America's
I don't know.
propensity for using air conditioning, I thought it was weird. Why would you
Air
want that blowing
conditioning?
through your home when you can just crack open a window and hear the sounds of nature? And I thought it was particularly unusual that anybody would want to
They just
partially
gotta have
obscure
air
their window
conditioning.
with this big box.
Well, that's an
British,
air
we want
unit.
to
That's
see
a window
outside.
unit.
We want to see what that chaff inch is up to. We want to see if it's a
Do you have
light
central
drizzle
air?
or a heavy downpour.
There's gotta
We
be
wanna see
central
the
air. I don't
tropics.
know.
So
That
I
might
thought
be
it was
just
as weird as
some
the next person.
parts.
And then I met the next person. His name was Mick from Stockport. And Mick from Stockport had never actually left Stockport, but he had all kinds of views about the rest of the world, including America. And he absolutely lamented the artificial nature of American air conditioning. 2 weeks later, he died of heat stroke. Mick is, like any other British person that I talk about on this channel, entirely
You
fictional,
go without
but he was as
without
stubborn as I
AC
was
right
when it
now,
came to air conditioning.
you
We
will
just don't
literally
have it
die
in
of
the
heat
UK
stroke in this
But
house if
after
you don't have
moving to
AC
America,
running
I
through it.
saw the error of my ways.
It is
You saw
way
my recent
too hot.
video on how British heat waves ain't got nothing on America. You might have a clue as to why the absence of them would constitute a public health hazard. In many parts of the US, it's extremely common for the summer temperature to rise above 90 degrees Fahrenheit. The
It gets
simple
over
truth is,
100.
in
It
July,
gets
an
like
American home
last year was
wouldn't be fit for
113.
humans were it not for the installation of AC. Also, it does help that my cat has an aircon obsession.
Honestly, I'm gonna tell you the best thing. That air units are different than like central units, which is like vents that are in your room. I would show you mine, but my dog's laying on it. These air units, oh my gosh, I have so many memories. You like black out the windows, you turn the AC on, and it gets super cold in the room, and it's literally the best sleep ever you ever have in your life. I love window units, and like the sound, I love it. Best sleep you'll ever get, unless you're not a noise person when you sleep. Maybe not.
Don't get me wrong, in the UK, inflatable mattresses are as popular as inflatable people, and you sometimes use them both at the same time. But in my experience, British people draw the line at using them while camping. That's the blow-up mattresses, not so much the other one. In America, they have a term for this. It's called glamping. Glamping is an example of a poor man's toe, or as it says in my dictionary, a portmanteau. It just means glamorous camping, and I was introduced to this concept by none other than old-fashioned AF, my wife.
So make sure you sign up as soon as you're finished watching this video.
In the height of summer, we went a-camping in southern Indiana, and I prepared myself for days on end for the enormous back pain I would feel afterward. See, this is what British campers do. We gear ourselves for a night or two of blissful torture. And this was the illusion I'd afforded myself on this visit to southern Indiana, right down to the moment that I put the last peg in the ground. And then my wife surprised me by pulling from the van an inflatable mattress and 2 pillows and a headboard and a dressing table. And it filled me with dread.
Well, we don't have that.
We
We do get an air
also
mattress.
because it made me panic that my wife wasn't who I thought she was. But it turns out that this is quite normal in America. People here don't go camping to recreate the living conditions of Neanderthals. They do it to sit around.
Some people do, but not.
And eat s'mores and play
many.
songs. So whatever you learn from the 1999 American documentary The Blair Witch Project, forget it. That's old news. Maybe I'm becoming Americanized. Over time, I've become comfortable with America's obsession with being comfortable. That's probably why when it comes to my new house.
So our camping, we do have air mattresses, but we don't have any type of electricity, so you basically don't have electronics unless if you have like a phone charger, well, car charger. But yeah, that's the only I guess privileged thing we have when camping is an air mattress. But I know what it feels like to sleep on the ground in the woods because my air mattress somehow popped, deflated. So I've slept on the ground before, but yeah, some people you can tent and also have electricity. We go because those areas have more people, so we do I think it's like non-primitive or something like that, and we'll go without electricity, but you don't have to deal with people.
I'm
So
go out on a limb here with no data to back
porch
up what I'm about to
swings.
say. Per household, America has way more front porches than Britain. I've been to various
I have a
parts of the
porch
United
swing.
States, and having done so, one thing stands out as a constant among its streets. Friends
Porch
and
swings
families
is like a
getting
must.
hammered on the front porch. In Britain, we must like our privacy because if we have porches, they tend to be in the back garden/yard. Either way, there's one element of porches that I didn't encounter until moving to America: swing benches. Again, that's not to say we don't have them in Britain, they're just more prevalent in America, and again, I don't have data to back that up. It's an observation. I've now lived in the US for about a third of my life, and in that time you do get a good sense for America's furniture choices. And if it turns out that my observation is numerically incorrect, the wife and I will be more than happy to tip the scales back in America's favor. That was just an excuse to show you.
It's so nice, like if it's a nice day outside, just swing on the porch and just chill.
If you take a knife and try to cut an ice cube in half, you might have A, a mess, and B, a perfect metaphor for the final entry on our list. In other words, this is two entries in one. It can shatter everything Americans hold dear when they discover that British people, on the whole, don't put ice cubes in their water. And perhaps this creates an illusion that British people eschew ice cubes altogether, but that couldn't be further from the truth. We do sometimes put them in water, but also pins, mostly that. And growing up in Britain, in my family, we had one of those ice trays that you fill with water and put in the freezer.
We had one of those
this
too.
is something that Americans, the British, and people the world over have in common.
Yeah.
But I was 26 years old when I discovered that you could buy pre-made ice cubes in a bag. These ice cubes are a lifesaver when you run out at parties, and they're made by wizards. And it just happens that my discovery of them came about in America. This is an example of me living a sheltered life, because it turns out you can absolutely get them in Britain. They're just not displayed as prominently.
They're everywhere.
Mostly talking about gas stations. One thing you'll notice:
gas stations, they're just random spots in the road. I mean, outside the road.
They feature subtly decorated ice cube vendors. So if you're hosting a party that night and you're running a bit behind, don't go to Walmart. Go to BP. You can get everything you need. That's
literally almost any gas station.
To the next room, strip down to my underpants, and stand in front of the AC.
Yeah, so the ice bags, I mean, almost any gas station. I'm trying to think. I don't know one gas station around me that doesn't have bagged ice. But there's also like just little like, if I find a picture, I'll put it up. But there's just on the side of the road you can go to and put either like a dollar bill or some coins in it and get you some bagged ice. Still kind of shocked on the ceiling fans and the AC. Let me know if anyone doesn't have AC. Also, if any Americans or anybody knows what I'm talking about with like trying to feel the vibrations of the string, let me know. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Very shocking. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you have AC or if you're from Europe and you have AC or a ceiling fan. And I hope you enjoyed it, and like always, I'll see you in the next one.